If you were to think about the Second World War, you'd probably think about the planes, the boats, Hitler or Churchill. But I think about this man, my Grandad Tom. You see, when I was growing up, he was just an old man who'd shuffle around in his slippers, make endless cups of tea and had funny pictures in his arms, which I had a tendency to colour in. However, those pictures had stories to them, and as his great-grandchild and a fan of tattoos, I wanted to find the stories and the man himself. When Neville Chamberlain announced the outbreak of war on the 3rd of September 1939, Tom was 23 years old and had a small family of his own, but was sent to war a year later, with my nan being just 2 weeks old. Obviously, being a world war, he was sent all over the world. In the 5 years he was away, he travelled from Liverpool to New York, then from New York to South America, from South America to North Africa, from North Africa to India, from India to Burma, until finally returning home from India after winning the war, documenting all of this on one tattoo, a tattoo which featured a skull and a list of destinations. The most unique thing about Tom's war story compared to other Tommy soldiers is that he was part of Order Wingate's Chindits, a special force unit who fought behind Japanese lines in the heart of the jungle. They wore large hats, not this one which I have no clue why he's wearing, carried large knives and learnt to survive on the bare minimum. Oh yeah, and Joanna Lumley's dad was also a Chindit. Tom went through excruciating training in India, which included learning to cut the voice boxes of donkeys, then walked hundreds of miles from India into the Burmese jungle as part of Operation Thursday, which I can only assume is named because it happened on a Thursday, before spending months on end fighting Japanese troops, isolated from the rest of the world, and while the rest of Britain was celebrating VE Day back home, he was still fighting. Tom lost many of his friends during the war, including his best friend who was booby-trapped by explosive binoculars in a German trench. The fact Tom managed to survive is testament to his mental strength and determination. Not afraid of hard work, he often told people a job was only worth doing if it was done properly. This was the case his whole life, whilst at work, in the garden, or doing jobs for people he cared for. In his early teens he was offered an apprenticeship in the tailors, but coming from a poor background he was unable to accept the offer because he had to earn a decent wage to support his family. Tom resultantly went to work in the brickmaking industry, as the money was much better. He later went to work at the Simmons Brewery and was there the longest of his working career. Here he made a lot of good friends and drinking buddies, and was always enjoying a drink, which is probably where I get that from. But what I remember most about my great-granddad was his loyalty, especially to his family. He loved only one woman his entire life, and despite losing her at an early age due to a heart attack, he never remarried. This is the same woman who fainted behind the front door when he returned from war, stopping him from getting into the house. And this loyalty followed through into the family, with his children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren supporting him to the age of 96, particularly my nan who prioritised him for over a decade. And all of this is why I've now got the Chindit patch and Tom's ID number tattooed on my arm. Coincidentally I got tattooed on the same date he joined the war, because I'm proud of everything he's achieved in life, and as I only had one photo with the man, I wanted something that would keep him with me at all times, while I create stories of my own.